Hello, boob tube. Got a surprise here. I'm sure you can probably guess what this is. The one little repair that this guy needs is I'm gonna epoxy this actually metal piece back onto this metal handle. Check this out. Look at there, spring loaded. This is one solid, I guess, billet aluminum here. It's freaking heavy. This thing is heavy, so I've got to epoxy that back on. Look at the case before we look at the insides. Well, look at the face, because one scratch here. I got this thing for $8. In fact, let me give you a hint of what it is. Remember the Maxell commercials with the guy in front of the speakers with his hair blowing back? Well, this doesn't quite do that yet, but hooked up to those other speakers, man, this place is piling up with junk here. Some of you people may like that, some of you may not. So here's the corral I have for my son to play in over there. Yeah, 1/4 inch tape, reel to reel. I've had some 1/2 inch and some other ones. This thing's in excellent condition. This is a little scratch that'll come off there. It's got big rubber feet. Let's look at the back. 2 big fans in there. It's got a metal stamped nameplate on there, and I've got a crappy Sony aftermarket cheater cord on there. I need to tighten up the little pin. You take unplug it, of course, and you can take a long punch and tighten the little yikes, I guess the tubes in there that are, like the old pin connectors. You tighten those up and it'll, instead of expanding the ones on here, but it'll tighten that up and make that fit better. I usually will cut the end of it off and make it shorter so it'll fit real tight, but it's a Lafayette, and look at that nameplate. Look at the nice big feet. We are going to do a fired up video on this and show you the insides of it later. I haven't seen the insides of it yet. I'm dying. It is heavy, man. And look at this handle, spring loaded. One piece of aluminum. I don't know what year this is. It's a Lafayette. You've seen the Lafayette tube radio I've got over there. It was a kit radio. Look at this thing. It's in excellent condition. Anyway, there you go, YouTube. Thanks a lot for watching. It's like, here we go. I stopped and bought a tape from a friend of mine who has a business that actually I'm going to start working for him in a couple weeks, where he puts anything from any format, record tape, anything over onto any other format that you want. He cleans it up, puts it in the computer, whatever. So actually, I told him I had a bunch of this stuff, and he wants to hire me. So I thought it'd be cool. So stereo solid state. Of course, you all know the VU meters on these things. A lot of them, they're installed with a piece of tape across the back of them. That's how loud it is. And the tape has come loose, so I've got to take that apart and fix it. Strange, to turn it on here, it's on one of the recording levels. Nice big neons there. Speed select. It's got a pause. And it says manual and automatic. I guess I'll have to talk to Mr. Clyde's site and see what he has to say about this. All this is all metal around here. Metal face, aluminum. These are dirty, need to be cleaned. The whatever you call them. Speed select here on both sides. I guess that's for one side playback. And it's double playback, so technically 1/4 or 4 channel, but not really. And then you can record one or the other. Mic in the front, auxiliary RCA's in the back. Big metal handle here. These are aluminum. Let me show you the inside under the tape heads. Is really cool the way it's made. Look at the pads there and everything. This is all really nicely made. Pinch rollers are nice and soft and no spots in them because of course it's disengaged. It doesn't sit against the pinch or the capstan, whatever you call it. Look at this. Isn't that really well made, or am I just nuts here? See the wiring's all strapped together with string, real nice. It's Japanese, so it's really nice. Big switches like you'd see in the Sansui stuff. I put a little oil on that. But soft, real big, fat, soft rollers. The tape heads have almost no wear on them. There's 4 in there. I guess a play and a record on both sides. There's almost no wear on them at all. I'm going to do a little bit of lube here. The tape counter works, so the belts are good. The rollers are good in here. It doesn't make any noise. Let me see about showing you. I did bring it up slow on the Variac, and I think it made a difference because these meters I turned it on, had no operation going at all. These meters both pegged, And as I brought it up slowly on the variac, they both slowly went down to 0 like they were supposed to. And now when you turn it on, well, when you do the same thing again now, I guess the caps reformed, or some of the caps in there reformed on the record board, because they don't do that anymore. But they slowly came back together. Lighting is not good. I don't know where my other flashlight is, but so this thing is pretty killer. Lafayette model number. Sure would be nice to show you the model number on this first video. Have to type it on the thumbnail. So here's what you got. Here's the panel here that covers the tape heads, of course. You can see that with the glare. It's a Lafayette 920 stereo. It's the same Lafayette as the tube radio stuff, because you see the little de Lafayette there is the same guy. Let's see what it does. I got this tape and I put a little bit of stuff on it real quick, and I had a bad RCA connection. Both the meters were showing input, but when I played it back, only one channel recorded, so I had a bad RCA cable. I cannot keep good RCA cables. I need to get a bunch of the real nice ones. Everything I got's RCA. And if it's not, then I have a bunch of these gold-plated connectors I use. So without further ado, audio connectors. Without further ado, let's hit play and see what happens here, guys. Play would be here. Don't hear any hissing or noise or whatever. Just as smooth as can be. I'm going to put you right up next to it so you can hear it. I just don't think it was used very much. You can usually tell a lot of these guys will, I believe on play, it still puts the head against the tape here, and one of the pads came off, so I'm going to have to re-epoxy the pads on. I've got some 5-minute epoxy. This was for the record head on the right playback side, so don't want to lose that. And it goes right on this little arm here. So as you can see, it's missing. Going to fix that. Focus, please. Pretty well made. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's like a Matsushita. I'll have to look and see who made this, but it's all this is a metal faceplate here screwed on. As you can see, the tape counter belt's still good. I know most of those have a belt on these. As you can see here, I'm going to show you. Hit stop. Very smooth operation. Show you a rewind function. I believe is the second one. Or let's just fast forward. Show you how it works. Smooth as can be. No bumping. Hit stop and it takes up the tape like it should on both sides. Slightly loose, so something may be just a little out of whack. Usually they're pretty tight when they take up. I've had a fostex and a teac, 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch respectively. There, but they were 8-track. This is 2-track, so you're getting a lot more tape. So this is going to sound a lot better than squeezing 8 tracks onto a 1/4 inch tape one direction. So actually, this would be twice the tape per direction, right? Because it's, I think it's 2 channels one, and you can play the other side, which is just the other part of the tape next to it. You know how that works in the opposite direction. Let's hit record here, and let's see. See how the meters turn on. And this is out of whack. I need to put it back on the pot right. I think there's a set screw on there I need to tighten up because it was loose. This pot was dirty. I have not cleaned it yet. I'm going to clean it and spray it and lube it. This one was fine, but when I press in on this one, the meter would start to operate, and I've got to put some new tape or glue on those meters. See how the tape just came loose. They've not been beat in or anything. Don't want to make the video too long, but I am going to clean this thing up, and anybody interested in something cool like this, I don't know, work out a deal, or kind of want to keep it, but I don't know. So you got the ends on the front, which is nice. I guess the mic inputs would be on there, where there would be a not as much of a resistor on the input, so the signal's a lot louder with mics, because the dynamic mics have a much lower output than, say, the output on a CD player or whatever. So let's, without further Bolstein-nium, let's hit the record. You see I think those are xenons or neons. And they work great, nice and bright, and then we'll hit go. And there you go. Let's hit a signal coming into it and see the meters work here. Just using the CD player. I like the way the tape sounds better than the CD, so I put stuff on tape. I know it's kind of lame, but let's see. Yeah, I have it hooked up here. There's a signal on the left side. I'm going to turn this up. And then as you can see, if I fool around with the pot on the right, I will get a signal, so it's just dirty. And it does record. Yeah, it's way hot, I know. I'm going to do a lot of recording and audio stuff. Pegging out there. They don't have the LED lights, you know, the peak lights, which would be cool, which I may put in, and also probably going to backlight these in blue. I think blue would be, I got some blue LEDs. Blue would look neat to match my Marantz stuff, and it has the silver face on it to match the Marantz, so I think this is going to go well. So it is recording, and listen to it. I mean, I couldn't believe how this thing is. Let's hear the back where the motor's fans are. Smooth as can be, all solid state. Here's the back panel. If you can see, I'm kind of holding the phone strangely, but yeah, I think it's made to lay down and be used also. So what we're going to do is, before the next video, we're going to epoxy those pads on and get a good signal into it and try it out. Let's see how this mechanism works here. Even the pad presses down when you hit play, of course. Smooth as can be. Now, I have not tried the this switch here. I'm not going to do that yet till I get everything glued back together. Thanks for watching, guys. I have another fired up video coming up soon on the Lafayette 1/4 inch 2-track Lafayette 920. Thanks for watching.